record, I did let the car warm up. Ladies and gents, welcome to the first drive in the A45 AMG. This is going to be good fun. Now, I want to address something quickly as well. So first of all, welcome to all of the new subscribers. We've had a whole lot of new people join the channel since I released the reveal video of this car. And yeah, so welcome guys. Well, thank you so much for subscribing, and everyone who is still subscribed after I sold my bar, thank you for hanging around. So here we are in the A45 AMG. And yeah, one thing's for sure, this car takes a while to warm up. I get really paranoid about booting a car, and this whole AMG thingy has got water temperature, oil temperature, and also gearbox temperature, which is the important one, this being a dual clutch. So now it's warmed up, I think we can give it a little bit of a blast. Here we go. Nora. Oh my word, it sounds so good. It's just so fast. It's ridiculously quick. That noise on the upshift, oh, you can't get tired of that. Yeah, all right, so I could do that all day, by the way, just hooning this car around, because it's such a beast. It's so Asbo. I love that about this car. Flipping out. Okay, enough hooning the car around. Let's put that back into, in fact no, let's leave it in Sport Plus, because the exhaust sounds better in Sport Plus. Now, this car, for those who don't know, is a 7-speed dual clutch transmission box. It is a 2-litre turbo 4-wheel drive that produces 381 horsepower. That is, on paper, I believe, the best, well, sorry, the most powerful 2-litre 4-cylinder engine built on the planet for a road legal car. Now, the German engineers at Mercedes clearly did something right. They thought, hey, the A-Class is far too tame, let's make an AMG version of it, and let's just make it ridiculously quick. So quick that out the box, this car does 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds, which is just bonkers fast. And if you tune this, and you get it to about 430 horsepower, which is pretty easy to do in this car. All it pretty much is a decat and a remap and an intake. So you get 4-inch decat, I believe. It'll do 430, and it'll do 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. Now, I don't know about you guys, but 3.5 seconds, that's like supercar killing speed from a launch. And that's the other thing, you've got a launch control, and I'll do another video on a launch control, because quite frankly, I've done it once or twice and it scares the living daylights out of me. But That's what this car is about. The other question that I've been getting quite a lot of over on Instagram and in the comments was, why did I buy this over something like the RS3 or other cars? And particularly for subscribers who have been part of the channel for a while, will be like, well, why have you left Italian to go German? And I'll address all that in another video, but the crux of it is the RS3, first of all, the newer version, is still so bloody expensive. And for why I didn't get another Abarth, I just fancied something else. You know, for those of you who know me well will know that the Abarth was my first Italian car, believe it or not, and I grew firmly fond of that car. Prior to that, I had an RS4, and now I'm back in a German car, and I do love four-wheel drive, and of course I do love turbocharged engines. So it was only right for me to go down the turbocharged route again. Honestly, this flappy paddle box, it's addictive, and this is one of the interesting things. So a lot of you guys said, in fact, let me close the sunroof. There you go. Drown out a bit of the noise and put it into comfort mode and just have a chat. So a lot of you guys were like, oh, you know, what's this going to be like to drive? The AMG is soulless, it's a German car, it's far too well built. And I get it. I actually do completely get it. Because for those of you who are new to the channel and haven't seen it in my old videos, I had a 250 bhp modified Abarth, so it was tuned to 250 horsepower, and it was absolutely rapid. So fast, it weighed as much as a shoe, and there was so much character and passion in that car. I mean, hey, I love this, it's talking Italian, I talk like an Italian. There was so much passion and character in that car. The big question is, does this deliver on those aspects, or is this just a soulless piece of amazing German engineering? Well, so first of all, do you know what I can see? Right, here's the thing, all right? There is a problem with this car, and it's nothing to do about it being soulless, or it's nothing to do with the fact that, you know, it's just another German boring engineered car. No, honestly. And if you haven't driven one, I'd encourage you to try one, because it will put a smile on your face. It is mad. Things such as Italian character that you get in cars, you know, the things that the heritage and the history that goes behind Italian cars is obviously one of the big factors into, you know, why cars have so much passion and character, because the people who built them, the people who race in them, they're just, you know, they're oozing with emotion and passion. But that doesn't mean the Germans don't either. But the problem that I find with this car is the sensation of speed just isn't there. And when I mean the sensation of speed, I literally mean that you can go places so quickly in this, and it won't feel like you're doing anywhere near the speeds that you are. And I think that's the element where people seem to claim that these cars lack soul. And I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case at all. I think, like I said, the only problem with it being is that because you don't feel how fast you're going, maybe the sensation of driving this car isn't as heightened as it would be in, say, an Abarth 500, because you feel everything in that car. Absolutely everything. I mean, the best example I could give was when I did in fact, I'll be able to give a perfect example in about a month's time after I've done my road trip, and because it's the same road trip that I did last year in the Abarth. In the Abarth, I felt everything. My back would hurt at the end of the trip. I had 5 gears only. I had no cruise control. The turbo lag was there, so when I put my foot down, it would throw me back into my seat. It was great. It sounded loud, but it was heavily modified. You know, remember that. Whereas this, I'm pretty comfortable that I'm going to have a pleasant drive down. I'm going to have the ability to hone it. I've got the luxury of 7 gears, paddles, cruise control, all that jazz. I've got very comfortable seats. You know, you've got all these luxury things on these, which for, if you're a new subscriber, you've got a Mercedes AMG yourself, this is going to be stuff you already know. But for those who haven't had that kind of luxury, you'll be like, oh, hang on a minute, that's a bit luxurious. And it is, you know, the whole of this cabin is wicked. I love it. It's just so nice. It's such a nice place to be. And the steering wheel, the half Alcantara leather steering wheel, is just, it feels so good. The clicks on the paddles, nice and it just feels well engineered. You know, you haven't got anything that's, you know, niggly, if that's the word. And you get to do stuff like that. So, and I guess the other question is, oh yeah, but the manual is so much better. Yeah, manual is always amazing. You know, let's not get it twisted. The sensation of a performance car with a manual gearbox, you know, is unbeatable in my opinion, because, you know, I remember Henry Catchpole saying it in his GT3 video. When you're doing, let's say, 100 mile an hour in Mexico or on a private track, and you take your hand off the wheel to change the gear, it heightens all of those elements and those sensations of speed. Whereas in this, I could comfortably just hold the wheel and put my foot down and it'll do everything for me. But you get benefits with that. Like, I use this as a daily car, and it was one of the main reasons for buying it, is that I wanted to use it for everything. With the comfort mode, you know, the sport plus modes, it gives you completely different elements of driving, and to be able to change gears just with the with the paddles, it gives you the best of both worlds. You can put it into manual mode, which is where most of the time I'm starting to get used to driving in. So it won't change gears until you physically tell it to. The gears are so quick to change, it's just ridiculous. The ride itself is all right. You know, it's still got an element of, you know, you feel quite a few of the bumps in the road in it. It doesn't have the adaptive suspension, which is an option that a lot of people say is a must. But to be fair, with what I'm coming from a car which has been solo and on coilovers, for me this is such a step up anyway that I feel like I've got adaptive suspension, to put it bluntly. From a handling perspective, you can throw it around corners quite easily, and I'm going to really experience that in Belgium. I can't wait to bring you guys on that journey. So if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do, because there's going to be so much cool stuff. There's a friend of mine with an AMG C63 who's going, and a Giulia Quadrifoglio, so it's going to be mega to see how this compares up against those two beast cars. And I don't think it's going to be too bad, if I'm honest with you. But the other element of driving this car, which really I enjoy, is the fact that it's not always on. That sounds so weird, or not always on. Lower down through the revs in comfort mode, you can just cruise. You can cruise around. It still returns a relatively decent MPG if you're not putting your foot down. The moment you put it into Sport Plus and the moment you start to put your foot down, yeah, get yourself a Shell loyalty card, because you will be in there a lot, I promise you that. But I didn't buy this car for MPG. I bought this car for its performance, its looks. I love the way it looks. It's true to me in the sense that I am an ASBO at heart. I always have been, and I really always will be. The Abarth had just so many ASBO characteristics to it, and this is quite similar. You know, it has the mad aero body kit, you know, the aero pack on it. But yeah, I think anybody who is looking at potentially buying one of these, just drive it, man. You will not be disappointed. I promise you that. It's such an insane car to drive. So yeah, that's kind of the first drive, bringing you guys along with me. I hope you've enjoyed the sound of this car. I mean, listen, just listen. Sick! Oh man. And yeah, welcome all of the new subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And yeah, check out some of my other videos if you haven't already, and subscribe for plenty more content to come, and I'm going to see you very soon on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.